Hey everybody, welcome back to Jumping Around, episode number 3. I'm Jack.
And I'm Shamuka, inspirational.
So, what is the format for the series?
We were actually on break last week because we review kind of our top picks of Jump or whatever was released in Jump within that current week. So we talk about one big one. This week we're talking about My Hero Academia because it's been crushing it. And then we'll do 2 picks each.
So, starting off with My Hero Academia, we got the fantastic color pages.
It's beautiful. I love how the green is interspersed with every single panel. Deku's influence on everyone. It looks
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's a retro feel, I think.
Oh
And
yeah.
so they definitely got that North by Northwest Alfred Hitchcock movie poster thing going on,
Oh yeah.
and everyone's favorite characters on. But the story is the big deal. I mean, we left off last week with Momo making the poison, and they need to somehow get it delivered into Gigantomachia's
That's
mouth.
right. Gigantomachia is doing some interesting stuff. So he could have just dug his way to Shigaraki, his master, but because Shigaraki specifically said, carry the others with you, he's taking damage against these heroes, these interns, just to protect the members of the League of Villains.
Yeah, I think that's good because the League of Villain characters are the ones that we care about. They're the ones with all the backstory, and we think of him with Shigaraki. We want to see the reunion, so that's what they're building up to. But how about Mountain Lady
Oh
coming
my.
back?
I was not expecting it. I thought Mineta is gonna is gonna get his moment to shine, which he does. His little great balls did stop Gigantomachia on his steps. I was impressed.
That's quite a power up.
Oh yeah.
But to see Mount Lady fail and then not give up, I mean, so her character's been built up so that when they were introing with her, they showed her like all fashion and like appealing to the ladies, and now she's digging deep, all messed up, getting beat up by Gigantomachia. It's an awesome character turn for her. I love it.
And then another thing that I love is how we're getting this recurring theme of students trying to save their senseis or their teachers so that they can continue being taught by them. In other series, like teachers usually get killed off, and that's motivation to push the students to a higher level. But Horikoshi is taking a slightly different way. Maybe they do die in the end, but right now there's a lot of emphasis with Deku and with Momo, fighting for their teachers, for Midnight, for Mount Lady, for Aizawa.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely gives off a sense of like peril for everyone. But we will see what happens next week. We have Mina, with the poison powered person, with the container in her hand, and she's right about to do it. All right, so for me, I'm going to take the first pick this week,
Go
and
ahead.
I'm going to go with One Piece.
Okay.
That was a pretty crazy chapter. I mean, just in terms of just telling the story of what's been going on, we see, first of all, the very interesting how the people of Wano, with their corrupt leader passing, they still decide to go with Kaido. So that's a really bad betrayal. They show the gang leader, remarking about how awful that is, and then we have like the scene of the 9 remaining samurais walking into the hideout with all the snow falling, which is beautiful. A lot of talk whether or not the traitor has passed, if he's really passed, or is that actually a drawing of himself, or like he may just be injured at the moment. So a lot of talk there. And then, of course, we have that incredible moment of Momo screaming, even at his life's peril, that he is a Kozuki. And we have the crazy scenes with Luffy and Odin's daughter slash son,
Yamato. Yep.
Yamato, going crazy. Luffy Jr., as I like to think of him, her in my mind. So we'll see what happens next. I think they're going to settle a lot of things. Very unexpected finale here. Although I think we're going to break off into fights, individual fights, pretty soon.
Hopefully no more skirmishes, but if you haven't been watching the anime, they've been expanding those skirmishes in early part of Wano to really flush it out because they have a big budget now with
Yeah,
no One Piece movie currently being made.
indeed. So, what's your latest update on Act Age?
Act Age? No, not this week. No, I'm
Oh,
joking.
oh, really?
I'll talk about Act Age later. We're talking about Spy X Family. So
Oh,
this series has technically been on break the entire time that our series has been airing, but it releases bi-monthly, and it is surrounded by a family. There is a spy, an assassin, and an esper slash psychic child, and no one knows each other's identities. It is fun. It is very comedic. And this chapter, we get a new character introduced called Fiona Frost, who is also a spy, part of the same organization as our main husband lead. And we get this amazing double spread of her in her mind confessing that she loves him. And the little girl who's an Esper, she can read minds and she has a shock face just like us, the audience. So we're living vicariously through the little girl. We're just like, what who is this random character and why does she love our main lead? So I think we're gonna get a lot of dynamic coming up. Granted, it'll be in 2 weeks, but definitely check out the series. It is fire.
Wow. I personally do not read it, but I think I got to check it out soon. I usually
Oh
like
yeah.
to wait till they have like 75 chapters so I could get a nice, good
Yeah.
catch up on
I
it.
think there's 30 out right now.
Yeah.
So
All right. For my next pick, I am going to go with Chainsaw Man. A lot of
let's
things
go.
happening in one of my favorite manga. So basically, it's the conclusion of this, the main part of the action of this part. Aki is finally defeated by Chainsaw Man after Chainsaw Man is helped by the people in the destroyed part of town. They give him his blood and he fights back. Uh, I mean, the action scenes is actually not that great. It's just like a gun guy and a chainsaw guy, and they fight each other. It's the destruction scenes. It's all the imagery that the author puts behind the fight in a metaphor with the snowballs that really drives it home. Plus, there was a brilliant color page at the beginning with the three mains as children, which was really nice. But yeah, Denji kills Aki at the end, puts him out of his misery. I think that they do hint that Aki has ascended to be with his family, with the brother metaphor. So that's really cool. We will find out what kind of mess the universe is in next chapter.
And we know that Power is also going to die based on the Future Devils, right?
So, you might as well tell me Meowie is going to die. Don't. We don't know what's going to happen.
That's fair point. Fair point.
And your last pick?
Oh yes, my last pick. You know it, Act Age. I
Oh,
don't know
oh,
why.
okay.
There's no build up here. It's always Act Age. So we find out the true intentions of Yonagi's training, kind of inspiring our young actor, um, Tatsuki. So Yonagi doesn't really have this cherishing of an admiration for acting. So she's trying to pick it up vicariously through getting Tatsuki to pick it up. So I found that dynamic really interesting that Yonagi, even though it seemed like she was caring and she is caring, but her real motive is, of course, to absorb and take in the abilities of the people around her because she's so good at that. And then we get the opposite parallel of the older of Ren. Well, she's like, oh, I knew exactly what you were doing, Yonagi, but you're no threat to me. Keep it up. Good luck. And I love that. I love that so much. I wonder how Yonagi's actually going to top Ren off and see what happens next chapter.
That sounds good. He's got big D energy right there.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
All right. Well, that's it for this week. Follow me at Paradox Tweeter on Twitter.
And then follow me on Inspirational on Twitter as well. We will see you guys next week. There shouldn't be a break. Peace.